Every cemetery has its stories, and in the spirit of the season, here's a true Halloween tale, one that unfolded in 1900 in Corvallis, Oregon. Minerva Kiger Reynolds was just 8 years old when it happened. Decades later, in 1977, she wrote down her memories in a manuscript called Corvallis in 1900, a vivid glimpse into a Halloween-long past. No photos or film survive from that night, but Minerva's words paint a hauntingly detailed picture. To help bring her story to life, we're using images of historic homes from her old neighborhood, along with early 1900s imagery, echoes of the world she knew.
Back in 1900, Halloween wasn't about candy or costumes. It was all about pranks. There were no treats, only tricks. When night fell, pranksters hit the streets. Outhouses, what we called chick sales houses, were tipped over. Fence gates were stolen, wired shut, or sometimes left dangling from rooftops, just for fun. But the worst prank of all? The tick-tack. A homemade noisemaker scraped against windows to create a loud, clattering sound, enough to send someone jumping out of their chair. That Halloween, my friends Julia and Helen McFadden decided they were done staying inside. Halloween was considered a boys' night, but they wanted in on the fun. After watching their brothers make tic-tacs, the girls built one of their own, just as good. Their target? Julia's older brother, Julian McFadden, who lived nearby with his wife, Agnes. Under cover of darkness, they crept to the window, pulled the string, and set off a noise like a firecracker. Inside, Julian leapt to his feet. Agnes fainted right out of her rocking chair. Horrified, the girls ditched the tic-tac in the bushes and ran home. At dinner the next night, their father, Judge McFadden, tapped the table for silence. "I suppose you all know what happened at Julian's house last night," he said. One by one, he questioned the boys. "Burke, are you guilty of this dastardly act?" "Not guilty, Your Honor." "Brian, was it you?" "No, sir." The girls sat frozen, trying not to look guilty. Clearing the table would have been a great excuse to escape, but they didn't dare move. Luckily for them, the judge never even considered that his daughters might be the culprits. And just like that, the tic-tac bandits got away with it.
All the people Minerva wrote about have since passed away. William McFadden, the judge, is buried at the Independent Order of Odd Fellows Cemetery in Corvallis. He died in 1916. One of his daughters involved in the tic-tac prank, Helen McFadden Cocken, is also buried in the McFadden family plot at the Odd Fellows Cemetery. Her tombstone has been worn smooth by time and is no longer readable, though an older photo still shows her name. She died in 1932 at just 40 years old. Her sister, Julia McFadden Shannon, the other half of the prank, is laid to rest at Golden Gate National Cemetery in San Bruno, California. She passed away in 1985 at the age of 93, just down the road from the Odd Fellows Cemetery in Corvallis. About half a mile away, their brother, Julian McFadden, and his wife, Agnes, the ones on the receiving end of that Halloween prank, are buried at St. Mary's Cemetery. Julian died in 1953. His wife, Agnes Whitaker McFadden, passed away in 1956. She is buried beside him. As for Minerva Kiger Reynolds, she is buried at Locke Cemetery in Benton County, about 5 miles north of Corvallis. She died in 1984 at the age of 92. Though they are all gone, they live on through Minerva's memories, preserving a vivid picture of what Halloween was like in Corvallis back in 1900. A few notes for modern listeners. A tic-tac was a handmade Halloween noisemaker, not a firecracker. It was usually made from an old wooden spool. Notches were carved into it, a nail driven through the center, and a string wrapped around. When pulled against a window pane, it made a loud, rattling sound, perfect for startling unsuspecting victims on Halloween night. As for the term chick sales house, used by Minerva, that slang didn't exist in 1900. It actually became popular in the 1930s, after vaudeville performer Charles Chicksale published a humorous book called The Specialist, which featured a character who proudly built outhouses. The book became so well known that people began referring to outhouses by Chicksale's name, much to his dismay. In 1900, outhouses were more commonly called privies, necessary houses, back houses, or simply the office. Minerva, writing decades later, was likely using the term that people were familiar with in the 1970s. Thanks for watching. If you found this story compelling, go ahead and like, subscribe, and share it with someone who'd enjoy it too. Have an idea for a future video? Drop in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. If you'd like to support the channel and get access to bonus content, behind-the-scenes updates, or other extras, consider becoming a channel member. Just click the join button below to see what's included. There's plenty more history ahead. We'll see you in the next one.